Alhamdulillah, our valiant armed forces, as I said before, have proven their military dominance. We've defeated India, an enemy 4 times bigger than us. And in the diplomatic sphere, at one point in time, Pakistan was facing isolation. But look at the global scenario now. Pakistan is most relevant in the geopolitical situation, in global politics, and Pakistan's foreign policy has never been more successful, where you have mention of Pakistan at every global stage, at every global arena. And that is coupled with the economic transformation of the last year and a half, in which I don't need to tell you macroeconomic indicators, because everybody knows that from the point of default to the position where we are now, and I take great pride in being a team member of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, because recently there was an international conference in which the World Bank acknowledged Pakistan's efforts for economic reform with regard to digitization of the Federal Board of Revenue. The steps which have been taken to broaden the tax base, to plug the loopholes. So you see, eradication of terrorism has different domains. There's a kinetic domain in which we are doing very well, and there's a non-kinetic domain in which we have to address the economic deprivation, get rid of economic deprivation, and a whole of the nation approach which is being implemented as per the National Action Plan. After the APS, what was the National Action Plan? The National Action Plan was a very comprehensive strategy which was not only followed but implemented in letter and spirit by the provincial governments, by the security agencies, by all law enforcement agencies, the armed forces, in which first and foremost, and Dr. Saab just spoke about this, hate literature was banned. Hate inciting literature, hate inciting speeches, violent extremism, people who promoted violent extremism. And I know it for a fact that those who promoted violent extremism felt the heat of the National Action Plan. Wall chalking, the use of the loudspeaker for hate inciting speeches, radicalization. We saw that as per whole of the nation approach and successful implementation of the National Action Plan, we achieved a miracle. Had the incoming government not taken a decision to bring back these terrorists into the settled areas, there would have been a different story today. But that doesn't mean that we should lose hope, because we truly believe that Pakistan has to prosper, and inshallah Pakistan will prosper. Pakistan's relevance at the international stage, I've already spoken about it. Our narrative is gaining more traction every single day. And with that comes our economic transformation, the successes that we've had in the economic arena. Now what is left is complete eradication of terrorism, and then our growth rate and the prosperity of our people will be second to none, inshallah ta'ala. And that is the way forward. And Pakistan has been cooperating with our regional partners in this regard. And terrorism is an issue which is taken up at every multilateral forum as well, including the United Nations. The PM spoke at UNGA this year, in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, in SCO RATS, in other organizations. And these issues which are prevalent can only be addressed through a cohesive, synergized, and a unified national response which is being given through the National Action Plan, in which all provincial governments, all law enforcement agencies, and citizens as well, in the social media domain, in the social domain will have to play their role. So I think we've set out on this path, and we will inshallah ta'ala succeed. But in the western regions, it is somewhat alarming that when some citizens from the Western region, from our Western neighbor, travel to countries of the world, they believe in obtaining a visa. They go to Tajikistan, they go to China, they go to Iran, they go to other countries. But why is it that they expect that when they come to Pakistan, they have the right to come without a visa? Pakistan is a sovereign country. We have an international border. So I think there needs to be absolute clarity. And when it comes to defending the homeland, our valiant armed forces have proven their mettle befittingly. And with the right strategy which is in place, under the able leadership of the Prime Minister and Field Marshal Saeed Asim Munir, the National Action Plan's implementation is reviewed on a regular basis, and with more synergy, with more cohesion, and with all the provincial governments and law enforcement agencies on board, we will, inshallah ta'ala, defeat these terrorists and eradicate terrorism from the face of Pakistan, through which it will be eradicated from the face of the earth. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'm very grateful that you gave me this opportunity to express my views on this all-important topic, and I assure you that whatever documentation is given to us in the form of suggestions and recommendations, I will be sure to not only to discuss them in the National Action Plan Apex Committee, but also to make sure that all relevant stakeholders are given that document. So we are well equipped, and with your able guidance, we are able to implement a strategy which is successful in all domains and all spheres. Pakistan Zindabad. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.